So, ngayon discuss natin yung system analysis, yung phase 2, tapos yung design phase at saka yung development phase. So, for system analysis phase 2, the analysis aims to build a logical model of the proposed system. So, yung ginawa natin dito is nag-analyze tayo para sa ating logical model kung paano natin gagawin yung proposed system natin sa ating client. So we have the requirements modeling is the first step, involving investigating business processes and documenting how the proposed point of sale system satisfy client needs. So ito, requirements modeling is yung ating first step kasi need natin i-interview or pupuntahan natin yung client para magsagawa ng mga interview questions, tapos titingnan natin kung ano yung mga problems. So fact-finding techniques like interviews, document review, observation, and sampling were used to understand the system. So first meron tayong interviews, then document review. So yung manual process nila. Observation, pinuntahan natin yung location ng client para mag-observe kung gaano kalaki, ano yung mga products nila na nilagay sa kanilang hardware, tapos yung kanilang storage. Tapos unsampling were used to understand the system. So diniscuss na natin together with the client kung ano yung current processes nila sa inventory, sa manual inventory, kasi wala pa silang system. So the researchers use the results of fact finding to create logical model, especially a data flow diagram for the proposed point of sale system for KWG hardware. So ginamit nila yung mga fact finding kasi yung mga data na galing doon is from client na at hindi gawa-gawa. Tapos gumawa rin kami ng data flow diagram para mas malaman namin ng maayos yung gagawin na point of sale system para doon sa aming client. So the deliverable of the analysis phase is the system's requirement document. So yung deliverable natin is yung system requirements, yung mga system requirements like ano yung views, ano yung makikita natin sa system, ano yung mga functionalities, yun. So dito sa design phase, so meron tayong tools for data analysis in this research includes use case diagram, entity relationship diagram or ERD, unified modeling language or UML, and data flow diagram or DFD. So dito sa ating use case diagram is used to demonstrate user system interactions and identifying possible sequences, hiatus, and lacking processes. So yung user system interaction is kung paano mag-i-interact yung mga gagamit sa ating system. Like for example, yung admin. So paano nila ma-access yung mga login page, yung admin dashboard. Dayon, possible sequences kung ano ba dapat yung mga for example, hahanap ka ng POS page. So dapat naka-login ka muna bago mo ma-open yung point of sale. So dito sa and lacking processes. Then dito sa ating entity relationship diagram, illustrates the relationships between entities and the contributions to the system flow. So dito sa ating ERD, so sa ERD is part na ito sa ating database kung saan ilalagay natin yung mga data na kinagather natin from the client. So for example, yung suppliers data, yung customers data, yung point of sale, yung mga transactions, yun. So kung paano sila coincide with each other. So dapat may relationship sila, like product to supplier. So ilan bang product ang mabigay ng supplier? So pwede magbigay ng product ng isa to maraming product ang supplier doon sa ating system. So data flow diagram, communications diagram or UML clarifies the roles of object and their interaction in defining system functionality. So itong UML natin is ito yung mga roles like admin and cashier. Then data flow diagram or DFD maps out information below flow, highlighting data sources, destinations, and storage, providing an overview and detailed breakdown of system functions. So from customer from admin or from cashier to our storage. So meaning sa storage is yung ating database. So for example, magbibigay tayo from admin about customers data. So i-input yan ng ating admin doon sa ating customer information. Tapos yung customer informations natin na process is ilalagay niya doon sa ating sa ating storage na customer informations, like ganun, or customers data. Then for example, if magre-request ng customer information yung admin, is yung ibibigay naman ng ating storage or yung ating database table is yung data na need ng admin. Tapos dito sa ating development phase, so sa ating development phase is front end natin framework is Bootstrap, kasi itong Bootstrap is na siya, responsive for mobile and web. Pero since di tayo nag-go online kasi offline tong system natin, so ginagamit lang natin yung personal computer. Then design customization is meron tayong CSS para sa ating design, Bootstrap para sa responsiveness, at saka yung HTML. So package na tong design customization. Tapos yung project languages is use the PHP or Hypertext Preprocessor, kasi mas madali siyang i-calculate at saka mas maganda yung data handling sa ating PHP. Meaning mas secure siya sa pag-access at saka for example, if mga login is meron tayong customization. So yung database management natin is yung MySQL, kasi yung MySQL is most ginagamit sa ating mga website. For example, sa ating mga hardware, so MySQL talaga yung common na ginagamit. Mas madaling intindihin at saka maganda yung tables. So mas madali siyang intindihin. So application layer is yung JavaScript. Ito yung mga for example, like modal, gusto mo ng pop-ups, so JavaScript yun. So how the system interacts, kung paano mag-i-interact yung system. So for example, modal or mag-pop-up siya. So yun yung gamit ng JavaScript. So yung JavaScript is for additional design. So mas maganda siyang tingnan if mayroong mga yung JavaScript. So yun lang.